So we are done with part one of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And before we move on to the second part,
John Williams. I teach this year 9th grade advanced, 12th grade advanced, and 12th grade AP. I have been, oh my goodness, teaching for 21 years.
I want to make sure we're very familiar with where we've been in this book, because there is a lot going on. McMurphy is very obvious, and his dealings with Nurse Ratched, and their back and forth, and his anger, her anger, things of that nature. But there's a lot more subtle things going on with other characters that are playing a minor role, but in one way or another are contributing to the book, and that's what we want to look at today. The paper you have in front of you, this is for two characters. You can see at the very top there's a line to write one character name in, and then about the middle you see that the activity repeats itself. So you're going to be working with two characters today. And the first line, hopefully everyone can do that. You're going to write the character's name on that line. Katie, you handle that?
It changes the way they approach the reading by getting them to simply read more than just getting from point A to point B. Sitting down at home and just quickly reading the assigned pages. It gives them a purpose. I always like to get them to look at the intricacies of how the characters are interacting with each other. And again, it just trying to avoid that, hey, I read it, but I have no idea what I read.
Number two, relation to other characters. This could be they're an acute and they're on the floor with the other acutes. If it's Nurse Ratched, you would talk about how she is running that floor. She is the nurse in charge. Okay. It could be characters that have maybe found a connection with each other. What would we say for a Big Chief for that one? If we get Big Chief or Chief Bromden, relation to other characters, what possibly could we maybe write? What would we put? Oh, yes.
He's not like a head guy. He's kind of like gives it the flow. I don't know what relation he has.
Okay, right. He doesn't see. He's not. So what would we say? What role does he serve for us as the reader? Maybe he's our narrator. He's our all-seeing eye. His connection is maybe with us, the reader, more than some of the other characters. So be creative in those connections. This is where you and your partner will work together. Number three is a page and passage. The reader learns a key detail about the character. So you're going to have to skim back through. You should remember some major things. Find them, put the page number, and then that exact passage. If the passage is very long, you can just abbreviate the key parts. Okay, if there's some filler in the passage that you don't think is necessary, just write what is needed. And then the last thing, in 8 to 10 lines, write a character sketch about the character for a student that hasn't read the book. We're going to be working in class today, so obviously I can come around. But let's pick our partner, shall we?
Okay, so Owen, what is one character that you guys picked?
One of our characters is Nurse Ratched.
And tell us one thing about Nurse Ratched that you might think of going with here.
She's
She's the head honcho.
Okay.
She runs the place.
head honcho.
Okay, she's the head nurse, head honcho. One word to describe her personality, if you could. What's that? Dictator. Okay, very good. Gary, what character did you and Maya pick? One of them.
We got Chief Bromden and Ellis.
Okay. Give me one thing to describe Chief. What's his role in the story?
Bromden?
Yes.
He's like basically the narrator.
Okay.
He's the connection between everybody.
Maya, if you could describe Chief Bromden with one word, what would it be?
The leader.
Leader. Okay. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Who did you guys pick?
Chief Bromden and Pete Mancini.
All right. And who's Mancini?
He just kept saying I'm tired.
Okay.
It was causing ruckus.
Okay. And I definitely go find that spot because they spend some time going into his history a little bit and things of that nature. Okay. Who did you guys pick?
Washington, Williams, and Geaver, and Billy Bibbit.
Okay. Tell me something about Billy Bibbit.
He stutters.
What's that?
He stutters.
He does stutter.
And
self-conscious.
As soon as Mr. McMurphy comes into the ward, he basically becomes his little assistant.
Yeah, Billy is very drawn to McMurphy. Who did you guys get?
We have Pete Mancini and Randall McMurphy.
Oh, okay. So, tell me something about McMurphy. I mean,
Darwin's big nerd.
he's obviously our main character.
Come on.
If you could, if you could describe McMurphy with one word, what would it be? Tough.
Intimidating.
Intimidating. Okay. Remember, this can be from anywhere in part 1. It does not have to be in any sort of chronological order. It doesn't have to be the first major event for the character. It can be deep into multiple chapters. Okay, it does. So if you remember something from, 2/3 of the way through part 1, McMurphy's first foray in trying to make Nurse Ratched angry, his singing and brushing his teeth with the soap powder.
Like when they're doing the vote the fog thing. I mean, he's not even trying to. He doesn't want to vote, but
That was so unnecessary. You're so
McMurphy forces him to vote with his official powers.
Have we found anything on Martini yet?
Just this one page, just where it like introduces him pretty much.
Okay.
So like subtle things. But I think you can probably compare him to like other acutes because it seems like they pretty much all do roughly the same thing.
Yeah, he's part of our acute group that they're kind of with McMurphy 1 minute and then scatter the nurse the next type of thing. I'm always hoping that when they go back and look at passages about characters, word choice from the author, that they kind of have that aha moment that maybe that question they always ask me, why are we studying this book, Mr. Williams? Why are we reading this? This is stupid. And then as they go back, they're like, wow, this guy is really good. I never picked up on these things. I see the intricacies of his word choice, the interaction of characters, and it brings such a more richness to the understanding of that book and why that book is standing the test of time, and we continue to study them today. Okay, guys, we're gonna finish class this way. We're gonna go around to each group. All I want you guys to do, and anyone from the group can read out loud, is tell us your character and any bit of information you have so far on them, whether it is relation to other characters, a turning point, or a contribution to the plot that you've picked out, or just simply anything. And what the hopes is that maybe it'll jog some memories. Yeah, both characters. So why don't our group of 3 start first? Let's listen here.
Well, Billy Bibbit is our main character that we got.
Okay.
And, he basically becomes McMurphy's assistant, sort of. And his mother is the big nurse's friend.
Okay, that's good. That's all. I just want a couple things. We don't want to give it all away. So yeah, we see Billy Bibbit having a connection with McMurphy, almost starting to look up to him and be his right hand man. And so we're kind of looking at, how professionals do it, things they can add to their writing, that sometimes hurrying through a story isn't the best thing, that sometimes it's important as a writer to spend time on the interaction of characters or the development of the setting, just like the authors do in the novels that we read.
From start to finish, this is a fantastic lesson on close reading. There's lots of digging into the text, lots of sharing and collaborating, and great in-depth character analysis. This tells us there was a lot of intentional planning and skill layering that went on in order to get the students ready for this type of work. Mr. Williams utilizes a student-centered approach to revisit the text with a purpose, but also values what the readers bring to the text like a true co-constructionist. This is PLN 101.